I want to talk about unconditional love, if I may, Tony, because this is something that is very dear to my heart, and something that I've grasped, you might say, in connection with the workshops I do and also in relation to my coaching. You talk a bit about unconditional love in, I think, your essay, Nothing for Sale. And I think and I love the sort of last section where you talk about ultimately, you say something like ultimately it's all about love, and then I think you include a fabulous metaphor where you talk about unrequited love.
Yes.
And how that. Can you elaborate on that? Because I think that's lovely for people to hear.
Okay, so for the individual in the individual story, which is, by the way, an inconstant state.
Right.
There's actually, even though it may be underlying and not recognised, there is a need always. There's always a dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
Because everything out in the world is seen as separate.
Mm.
So also, what it longs for, and more than anything else, is what it thinks is love.
Right.
And so it's attracted to whatever it can be attracted to find love. But essentially the impetus of that energy is a need energy. So it wants to be recompensed in the world for what it's actually lost. What it's actually lost, or thinks it's lost, is wholeness.
Is it more than that? Is it not, just hear me out on that. I mean, I'm not questioning what you're saying, but, is it actually, in a sense, being drawn back to what was, or what is, if you like, our source, which is, you could say, unconditional love? I mean,
It's not being drawn back to it, it's being continually spoken to by it.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm with you.
All the time, you, or the individual, is being bombarded by that which it longs for, through the five senses, through the sixth sense of feelings, and through what I call the seventh sense of thinking.
Yeah.
So everything that's happening to the individual is the love that it longs for.
Yeah.
But because the individual lives in a story about I've got to do it, it tries to find that love by, with wealth and power and women and men and whatever you like.
Yeah.
And essentially it's trying to fulfill a need that will never ever be fulfilled, because what it ultimately longs for is unconditional love, which it, as the individual, can never know. The love it wants to find, it thinks it can know. The love it really longs for is unknowable, and that's unconditional love. But unconditional love is unconditional. It's not a love that has any judgment about you or anything being. It simply is a love that is unconditional, all-embracing. And in fact, it's not a love that looks down from a pink cloud and forgives people at war. Unconditional love is
accepting everything.
Is war.
Accepting everything.
Yeah.
As I think you say somewhere there, you're accepting Hitler, accepting
tyranny. No, it is,
accepting
but it is
everything.
Hitler. It is Hitler. Unconditional love is Hitler.
Yeah.
Is terror. Is war.
Yeah.
That it's within the nature of everything that happens. Everything, war and whatever you like, is absolute love. Right at this moment, it's speaking to both of us.
So isn't that in a sense a sub-message which people can, I know you don't want people to get a message other than your principal message, but isn't this element of, total acceptance? If we as human beings can accept everything that is, without judgment, without condition, without measurement, without analysis, without all these things that put it into boxes and, like jam jars, put labels on it. Isn't that a sort of sub-message in a sense of what you're saying?
No, because there is nobody that can do that.
There's nobody that can do that.
No,
okay.
The individual can't accept, can't know that unconditional love because it's unknown.
Right.
The only thing I do say to people is that when you leave this room, or even when you're sitting here, all there is what's happening. You're breathing, hearing this voice, da-da-da-da-da. At the end of the meeting...
But that implies a me, doesn't it? If you say you're breathing,
I know,
that's individual, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I then
breathing
to
is
say
happening.
Is that breathing is happening.
Yes,
and the dilemma is that you think it's happening to you.
Yes, I see.
At the end of the meeting, I might say, I can't, there's no shape to anything, is that when you leave this room, when you apparently leave this room, what you long for is with you constantly. It's constantly speaking to you. It's shouting to you and saying, hey, I'm here already. I never left.
Yeah.
And in some way or other, you think that what, you know, going down the road is walking down the road is what's happening to you.
Yeah.
It may suddenly happen that there isn't anyone that it's happening to. It's just what it is. And it's amazing. Many so-called liberations have happened, and people ring me up and say, "Tony, it's amazing because there's no one here now. But what that someone was looking for has never left them. It's always been here. It's always been here. It's what's happening." Isn't that amazing?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to ask you what you personally long for, but that would be a silly question, given that you would say to me, well, first of all, there is no Tony Parsons, right, and that again implies individuality.
Oh no, but the joke I always make is I'm longing for a Lamborghini. It was a Ferrari, but now it's a Lamborghini. It's a joke.
Yeah.
No, when there is no one, there is no need in that sense. Obviously, practically, the body eats, but there's nothing in there that makes that happen. It's just what happens. But there is no longer a need because there is only absolute love.
Do you ever think
absolute love?
Yeah.
Sitting here, it's not some amazing pink thing that comes down.
Yeah.
It's sitting here. It's this thing here.
But it's like an essence, isn't it?
It's totally an essence, but it's in everything. It's
Yeah.
not just in flowers and people. It's this rug. It's everything is that because everything is that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Beautiful.
And it's so simple, and in a sense, it's so simple and utterly ordinary. It's not about some special, amazing, abstract notion of being in something boring called bliss all the time. It is simply that there is only what is. There is simply only what is, and that's absolute love.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about practicalities, okay? I mean, you said, I think in one of your interviews, you know, I still brush my teeth and I do this, that and the other. I mean, do you ever start the day thinking, what am I going to do today? Or
No.
Never? Wow, okay.
No.
You never plan the day?
No, well, planning happens.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's what's happening.
Yeah, okay.
Planning that I'm going to go to Tesco's, buy some more sausages. No, but planning going to a meeting or
Okay.
it's but it's something that happens.
Is this then a bit like, you know, because I enjoy singing, and I've got a guy who's been teaching me singing, a fantastic guy, and he says to me, you know, let the song come through you. Don't sing. Let the song come through you. Is there a bit of an analogy there?
There's no question at all that many people actually come and go out of this.
Yeah. Yes.
There's often time. No, and it isn't necessarily just to do with art. Singing, painting, da-da-da. It can also be to do with athletics, sport.
Right.
There's often reports of people who suddenly aren't there, and there's only what's happening. There's only running. There's only tennis.
Yeah. Well.
There's only road sweeping.
Yeah.
And it's at all those levels.
Sure.
Or apparent levels.
Sure.
No question.
No differentiation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect.
I mean, let's be very clear about this. In deep sleep at night, there is the illusion of there being anyone has completely collapsed. There's nothing.
Well, that's right. Because I mean,
beingness.
Yeah.
And then most people, let's say, wake up for the sake of simplicity. Wake up in the morning. When they wake up, me rushes in. Me is reconstructed every morning by the brain. And then they wake up, and think, oh, my bank balance, or she doesn't love me, or the story starts going.
So there's no me dreaming. There's no
the
dreaming. What's happening?
Me is also dreaming.
Me is dreaming.
But in deep sleep, there's no.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
So often there are, because it's an inconstant state, there's a coming and going.
Tony, I love your enthusiasm. It's so infectious.
Well, it's my passion.
It is your passion, and that's really why I so much wanted you to be on
I'm
this
totally,
series.
well, both Claire and I have to say, are totally stunned by this, always, constantly. We just think it's amazing. I mean, Claire goes and sits in the audience and hears this thing, and she says a hair stand up on, It's just, and I'm the same. To me, it's just everything.
Yeah.
I could sit and talk to people like this or people all day and night. I could just go on and on and on.
Fantastic.
But you know, people more like. But it is. I think it's so stunning.
Yeah,
It's just amazing.
Yeah, and your passion really comes through.
Yeah.
You know, your energy and everything.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Tell me something, Tony. If there is, I know we've heard your message, but if there's one thing that you would want to leave people watching this interview with, in terms of, you know, something maybe, I know there's nothing for them to grasp or to see, you know, but is there something that, you know, that they can take and sort of, you know, maybe
Well, they can't.
hold and
Yeah.
maybe share, or maybe none of those things, but
No.
you know, I mean, is there something that you can
Oh, well, what
that
I
you can
often
leave
say
us
to
with, so to
people,
speak?
what,
Not that I want you to leave,
No.
but I mean, you know.
what I often say is very simple actually, and that is that what you long for is constantly with you.
Right. So it's already there.
It's already this.
Yeah.
What you long for
Yeah.
is already what is.
Yeah.
It never leaves.
It
It is simply what is.
Yeah. And just to go back quickly to the question I was going to ask you about the creative process, just to clarify that, you're saying there is, if in effect, no creative process. There is only...
There's no individual creative process.
Right, there is only oneness, if you like, creating.
Apparently.
Apparently, okay.
Yeah, so somebody
Yeah.
painting or singing or whatever you like,
Yeah.
it's just coming out of nothing.
Yeah,
But then the individual might think they're doing it.
yeah,
But in reality, it simply is
right.
that which is whole playing the game of, you know, it's playing. It's saying, look, I'm here.
Yeah,
This is me singing or painting or
Fantastic.
sweeping the road.
Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Tony, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
That's been wonderful. I
Lovely.
mean, incredible.
I've enjoyed it.
Love
Yeah.
your enthusiasm,
Yeah.
you know, and
Thank
really,
you.
thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and join me next time for another Sharing Your Passion. Thank you.